Hey everybody, it's Justin with Needly Detailing. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I have a sprinkler that I would say the valve is going out. So what I'm gonna do is attempt to repair it myself. And the way I'm gonna do that is I purchased something called a chatterbox. So a chatterbox basically makes noise at the valve where it basically creates a clicking sound at the valve, and that way you can locate where it's at in the yard. So in my case, so I have 11 zones, and what's happened is over the past few years, about once a year I have a valve go bad. So I figured, you know what, might as well do it myself. I bought this thing called a chatterbox. People speak highly of it, and therefore I figured I'd give it a shot. First things first. So the first thing that I did was I identified what zone it is. So the way I did that was I ran manual on my controller here. So I went to manual and ran different zones until I found the zone where I was seeing the leak in the yard. And actually we can go ahead and take a look. Right there you can see water coming out of there. This was noticed quite a while back when it was kind of pulled up in this area here. So I know that it's this valve, or actually it's right here. Yeah, you can see it right there. So anytime you see water trickling up like that, I would say 99% of the time you have a valve that's bad. So what happens is the valve goes bad, then water is allowed to continue to go into the pipes. So it's supposed to shut off the water, it doesn't fully, then you have basically a leak on your valve, and the lowest point in on that particular zone is going to show water coming out of there. So that's what we've got here. So next thing we're going to do is turn off the water. So I already took the cover off. Here's my water valve. I need to clean this out, but I can do that after. So I'm just gonna turn it clockwise. Now what we do is we go back to our timer here and we scroll up to manual. So I'm gonna set this to 2 minutes just to let the water flow out of the system. So I'm gonna hit enter. And what that does is that removes water from the system. So basically the valve is open right now. And as you can see, there's no water coming out. We're basically relieving all the water from the system. Could take a minute. And I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through all of this, but just so you can see. So what I'll do after this, I'm gonna go ahead and run one of the other stations that's even lower than this one here. That way water can go out at the lowest point in the yard. Okay, so next step, I need to open this up, and it's the number 4. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this number 4 wire from here using a small flathead screwdriver. Then I found a piece of wire, so I stripped the ends of the wire. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that one end in the number 4 here. Not sure if I'm capturing this, but I guess I'm trying. Okay, so now I have something to hold on to with the alligator clips right there. So right here you can see controller. So it says to hook this up to the controller, which would be that wire, and then hook up the other side to the valve. And I can just set it here. Okay. Then, all right, so I'm gonna try my app. I'm gonna say run for 10 minutes. I don't see a light coming on. I don't see anything, which makes me wonder if A, if this even works, or B, if 4 is actually not. I'm gonna touch it just right to here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Ooh, 4 is 5. Aha, okay. Alright, so that's where our problem is. So, okay, so 4 is 5. I don't know why. I think this sticker's actually off by 1. So let's do this again. We have the controller side. So we're gonna hook the controller side up to here, which is number 5. And then we're gonna hook up the valve wire to here, which is goes to the valve. And so as you can see, okay, so I'm going to turn off this station When I do that, that light should go off. Okay, so if I go back into 4, let's go right here. We should see that light come on, which we do. So now we go and see if we can hear something. Not only can I hear it, but I can feel it. Hopefully that's picking it up. Yeah, I happened to walk, stepped right on it. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Ha! How cool is that? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna dig this up and then let's see what we find. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and activate this so you can hear it. Alright, so I just activated it. There you go. You can hear it. And you can actually feel it a little bit, so pretty darn cool. So I'm gonna gather up some supplies and then I'm gonna tear into this and I'll video that as well. Alright, so the next step is I need to take out this box. So I'm gonna dig. Okay, so now I got this thing pretty well dug out. Let's take a good look. So now I need to find a valve that's compatible. I don't know that I'm going to be able to just replace the diaphragm, so I'll see what I can find as far as complete valves go. Okay, so I got rained out yesterday. I ended up getting a replacement diaphragm. So that's what this is here. It's the same as what's in there already. The solenoid and everything seems to be working fine, so all I'm going to do is replace the diaphragm after I clean off that. So all I'm doing is I'm wiping around the valve and a bit on top. That way when I remove the screws, I'm not going to get dirt inside of the valve or inside of the system, I would say. So the piece that we're replacing is this, and pull this off of here so you can see it. So you can see right here it's torn. Hopefully you can see that, and that's where the water is leaking from. The inside of this cap's a little dirty. I'm gonna wipe it down. Okay, so for the new diaphragm, found the spring. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. So where the diaphragm's sitting, that's the area that I'm going to try to clean up here. The next thing I need to do is, if you look at this, there's this hole right here. You have to make sure that this hole lines up with that. First things first, I need to put the spring in. Now I'm just going to, I'm not going to get these totally tight, but I'm going to go ahead and get them started anyways. So there's 8 total screws. Just going to kind of cinch them down and then I'll get them close. I'm going to use my screwdriver to finish tightening them. So I'm going to do them in kind of a crosshatch pattern. Now I'm just going to go around it to make sure everything's tight. Alright, so now it's all back in place. I'm going to turn on the water. Let's see if we have any leaks. don't have any leaks. It's good. Okay, so now I'm in the app. I'm gonna step away so I don't get wet in case it does work. Okay, so works just fine. However, I had a sprinkler head just pop off, so I'll go ahead and fix that tomorrow. But this is done, back in action. The water in the bottom is from rain. I'll button that up here in a few. As for the chatterbox, this thing worked phenomenal. Yeah, highly recommend it. Went ahead and left that piece of wire on the end. Then if I ever need it again, I can just put it into the whatever slot I need on the back here. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and call this video done, and I hope you guys have a dry one out there, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and take care.